Hey, I'm John.
Hey, I'm Eric, and this is Off the Wall. Right, so today we're going to talk about ModNation, but I don't have it. Anyway, John here does. He thinks it's great, right?
Yes. Yes, for the most part, yeah. I have to say they did an excellent job with fixing a bunch of the things that were wrong in the beta, and they did an amazing job with following a lot of the advice and requests people had, such as camera angle option.
Yeah, seriously, props to United Front for listening to the community like that and crunching and making all those things happen that they were hoping for. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, it definitely is awesome.
How's the gameplay? How are you enjoying playing the actual game?
Yeah, that's something I really wanted to point out, is this really stands on its own as an awesome kart racer. I think it's really, really, really fun. I think it's really entertaining. I got some really good time in last night with online play. I had a riot, and I think I placed like 3rd place out of the 12 racers or 8 racers or whatever. And it's so gratifying, especially that I had no idea what this track was, but it's just mad chaos because of all the power-ups and you know, just all the different. It's just crazy, and the track itself that the guy had. I wish I could remember. It was designed really well with lots of insane, obstacles. I was obsessed back with the Nintendo 64 and Mario Kart. I didn't really play Mario Kart before that.
Yeah, I remember that. Those were the good days for kart.
And I loved it. I was obsessed with it. I played it forever and ever. And I feel that they have really done justice to bringing that feeling of really entertaining kart racing back. The story mode is very, very frustrating because it ramps up in difficulty like instantly.
So
yeah, I mean, I was racing this one race and I'm in 1st place, and I actually did meet a lot of the criteria to unlock all 3 of the unlockables on that certain level. And I'm excited because I did all that, and I'm in 1st place, and it's the last lap, and I'm in the final stretch, and the last 50 meters of the race or whatever, the last 50 feet, I get blasted by the guy that I just blasted with a huge bomb. So he instantly caught up to me and was back on my butt. And anyway.
So let me talk about just a little bit about why I haven't bought the game and why I don't think I will. I think, personally, from everything I've seen, from what you've told me about this game, I would recommend it. I would recommend it to other people to buy it, even though I know I myself wouldn't. Because the reason why I won't buy it, there's a few reasons. One of the major ones, I've always liked games that look good, the characters look good. I cannot get into the look of the ModNation Racer. They call it a mod, and which doesn't seem like it has some sort of personality. And so some people are saying that's great because then you can really make it your own. But I kind of like Sackboy's charm, and then you can sticker them up and then modify them. Obviously, I think you can go even more in depth with the mods, but there's something inherently not attractive to me about how they are, how they look. The fact that their eyes are just, they look like stickers that move. There doesn't seem to be much depth to it.
I mean, I don't think that I've heard you say that yet. I mean, that's a really good point. And you're right. There's no main, I mean, in the story mode, yeah, there's Tag, he's the main character, but the basic stripped down in Little Big Planet, it's Sackboy. In this game, it's a vinyl figure that's white. So, which
to me has been one. I think that was the first thing that was off-putting to me from the very first time I heard about ModNation. So here's the other reason why I don't think I'd get into ModNation is it doesn't feel like I'm as free to create as I am with LBP. And I'm not talking about the fact that LBP you can create different types of game style, even though the first LBP was more just platforming in general, but you could still make other things with it. ModNation is about making a racer, which in itself I would be excited about, but everything seems generic to me. Even though there's millions and millions and millions, well, I don't know how many, but tons of different objects you can use. I barely ever use the objects, the pre-made objects in LVP. I go and make stuff, so do you, right? So
Right.
I feel like I'm forced to use these pre-made objects, which is all you have to work with, to make the look of the game, which to me becomes kind of boring.
And I see your point too with the track creating. Like you have 4 themes, and that's what I'm hoping in the future with more DLC they're gonna release more themes.
Oh right, yeah, probably.
But yeah, like so Alpine is one of the themes, right? Well, you have 1 tunnel and 2 bridges to choose from. The look, it's either a wooden bridge or it's a stone bridge, and then you've got the same type of thing for the 3 other themes. So yeah, there's not much customizing as far as that kind of stuff goes. Besides that, they give you all the options of taking the track away completely to make off-road, like really off-road
Right.
feelings, or you can paint blanks so there's gaps to jump. It's about the tracks. It's about the track editing, and I think that's where they really spent a lot of time, and it's turned out amazing. Yeah, basically, I think that if you are a kart racing fan and you like creating things, then you need to get this game. You won't be disappointed. There's amazing creation tools that they have given you.
So I think ModNation, I think it'll be good for all. I think people will love ModNation. I think I'm not a good example of the kind of of response this game deserves. I think it does deserve a really good response. Another game that I got thinking to myself, oh well, we're going to be talking about a racer, might as well get one myself. I got Blur. Blur, how can I describe it? It is it's the graphics of like Need for Speed. It is the handling of Gran Turismo. It has the power-ups of Mario Kart, and it ambitions to be Burnout. Now, having played this game and sold it yesterday, it falls short on all cylinders. It does handle like Gran Turismo, which to me is not. It's not the place for a kart racer. You don't want to have these ultra realistic controls where you try to drift and you end up spinning out because you didn't do it right. I think maybe I'm pitting it against Burnout unfairly, but at the same time, if you're gonna do something like Blur where you want to have this ultra fantasy shooting at each other but with really nice cars, I think it should be kind of more fun to drive than a simulator.
Well, yeah, it sounds like it should be an arcade racer.
Exactly. Simulator, inherently, it can be fun because you're simulating real driving. But when you're blasting other cars, don't you want it to feel more like an action movie rather than real everyday racing, So it fell short for me. I'm sad that it did. It looked like it had a lot of potential. They were trying to get a more mature version of a kart racer. I don't know if you've seen that commercial they have where there's this little dude that looks like he's out of Mario Kart and he just goes, oh lame, and then he looks at Blur and he's like blown away. That's what I was expecting out of this game.
Right.
I didn't get it. To me, it felt like, oh good, I can get a kart racer that's not Mario and that's not, that's not ModNation, because I didn't feel like I
Yeah, but that's not a kart racer at all. You can't consider that a kart racer at all when they're realistic like that.
Exactly. But they kind of make you feel like that's what
Like it's gonna be like that,
but then
yeah.
it's not. I thought I was gonna be ripping corners like in Burnout, and bumping into cars. I mean, when you bump into a car, it does nothing. It just kind of like clunk, clunk, or you hit somebody from the back. There's nothing dramatic about it. Nobody spins out just because you hit somebody. It's kind of surprising to me that it got so many good reviews because I was so not impressed at all. So that's it for this episode. Next episode, we will be talking about E3.
Yes.
psyched about it. Can't wait to see what's going to happen. So yeah, so look forward to that, and see you guys soon.